I want to talk about emotional well-being. And I just want to be like so honest. I hopped on YouTube a while ago. I've been doing videos and Facebook lives for a few years. And when I first showed up, I kind of was approaching this as I'm going to share my vast knowledge and blah blah blah, all the books I've read, all the people I've been trained by. And I got to tell you, um a lot of the stuff that I used to believe even 3 or 4 years ago from my life coaches who I've always been a good student, a good I consider myself a leader, but I'm a pretty good follower as well. So my very first life coach used to talk about managing your emotions, and I have read and studied a ton of teachings about emotional well-being, emotional equilibrium. I like how Ram Dass would talk about equanimity, and he would always talk, of course, about meditation and spiritual practice. And so my goal has always been equanimity. I love that word, right? Equanimity, balance, emotional well-being, peace, calm. I remember one New Year's Eve, I used to pick, well, I started it again, but I used to pick like a word for the year. And I've always like in my head, my inner critic would just tell me, yeah, you're a mess. Whatever, you talk too much, you're too loud, whatever. And so I picked this word demure, right? Well, I gave it up around mid-February because it's ridiculous. I will never be demure. I can fake it sometimes, dress me up like Audrey Hepburn or whatever, and I can just not talk and pretend, but it's not who I am. And it's similar with the idea of managing your emotions. And I remember my first life coach, she's a bit of a tough love, kind of what some people would call a catalyst coach. She used to say, you can either be coached or coddled, like as if there's nothing in between, which is kind of funny. But enough about that. So the point I'm making is that emotional well-being and managing I thought the other day, I thought managing my emotion, it's kind of like trying to herd cats or trying to like tame a wild stallion. You can't manage them. Like manage, see, all of a sudden it seemed like the wrong word because the really triggering darker the emotions that shake you to your core, like uh that trigger those wounds that are decades old, those are really tough to manage. And so I'll just be honest, today I went for a beautiful hike in nature. I was feeling great, nothing to manage. I was happy breathing in the fresh air, talking to people, petting dogs, And on the way home, I was very, very happy for my 19-year-old daughter who found this beautiful apartment to live in at college. And only to discover this morning that it's probably what actually happened is that she got ripped off for $2,400 by a scammer. And even though I was calm for her, I'm still managing how upset. I went through so many emotions. I was mad, I was sad, I was hurt, I was just angry, upset. And then I took a little lunch break and tried to settle down, and then I was cruising around YouTube and I was watching how Gary Sinise 33-year-old son died of after dealing with cancer for 5 years, and I'm sobbing. My face is soaking wet. And then I took a writing class with Anne Randolph, who I love, and that it was about grief and loss. And so even, like I woke up at like 5 o'clock this morning, even before 10 a.m., I had experienced about 1,000 emotions. And now it's, almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have been feeling a lot. And so, I don't think now everyone's different. I'm highly sensitive. I am highly emotional. I mean, on the spectrum of people who feel a lot, I'm probably way in the extreme of people who feel a lot. But that's not wrong or bad. It's also what makes me so powerful, actually, because I do feel a lot. And so I don't think that I or you, if you're highly sensitive and emotional, need to manage. I just don't like the word manage your emotions. What we need to do is feel our emotions. So this morning I let myself feel, and I kind of was taking some notes. I think it's like 3 stages of managing your emotions or dealing with emotions. The first stage is when you are just triggered, raw. And this stage where there's nothing wrong, okay, or nothing inappropriate. You can cry, you can yell, you can scream, you can punch pillows, you can run, all those things. Especially if you're angry. Like the worst thing to do to a 3-year-old is put him in a timeout and make him sit still. Because anger is physical. They need to run. Let them run, right? Not let them run. And sometimes you need to run. And if you can't run, you need to just process it. Sorry about that. You need to process that emotion. And so that's like the first stage, is to just let yourself feel, right? I will admit it, I did have half a chocolate bar. I was gonna say don't eat or drink, but I did. Um, But that's the first stage, right? Just feel it in all of its rawness. The second stage is when you're feeling just a little bit calmer, is talk to a friend. I use the Voxer app, and I have a friend who we Vox back and forth all the time, every day. And it's awesome because then you just vent and talk and share, and then you listen when you have time. That's so mentally healthy to share. I love Voxer, voicemail, whatever you have. Talk to a friend. And then the third level, when you want to start processing and sort of you're ready to kind of let go and feel better, you have to be ready to feel better. You can't just feel better. As much as I wish, I wish there was a way to just feel better. And perhaps if you are an enlightened master and you can feel better quicker. And I will say I do feel better quicker than I used to. Is it then you do those practices that you've learned, whatever works for you, journaling, praying, meditating, reading a sacred spiritual book, reminding yourself of your core beliefs. Like I was like, this really sucks. My daughter got ripped off. People can be awful, but in the grand scheme of things, she's learning a valuable lesson. And I quote my favorite verses that make me feel better from the Course in Miracles. All events, circumstances work together for our highest good, or everything works together for our good, or Abraham Hicks, everything is always working out for me. But as I was saying that a few hours ago, I was saying it, but I was still upset. Now I'm saying it, and I'm actually starting to feel the truth of it. But the number one best secret, best kept secret, right, to emotional equilibrium, to maintaining your happiness and peace and equilibrium, is to build a strong foundation of well-being, a set point, right? So I did get triggered and upset this morning, but I have been working on my foundation of mental emotional health intentionally my whole life, but really focused, laser focused the last 4 years in meditation and in just a lot of inner work. And I'm noticing that this what Marianne Williamson calls the musculature, this resilience within me. It's like, so I was over here before, like, childhood 20s, 30s, I was really triggered, and I used to be just a drama queen, a hot mess, um, emotionally immature, reactive, crazy, whatever, right? And then through therapy and through all the practices now, at this stage of my life, I am more centered. And so where no matter where you are, or no matter how old you are, or how aware you are, or how present you're able to be right now, there's no right or wrong. It's not a race. We're all going to get there. We will all go back to from whence we came, which is pure love, no matter what you want to call it. We're all going back. It's a long and winding road, but we're all going back to the same place. So it's not a race. It doesn't matter where you are, but no matter where you are, the best way to handle and deal with and feel and be an emotional human being is to develop practices and tools to set your emotional set point at peace, at calm. Because believe it or not, fellow human, peace and calm is actually your true home address. Deep within you, there is peace. Deep within you, there is calm. Deep within you, there is a reservoir of tranquility and serenity. And the way to access it is to find a spiritual practice, or if you don't like the word spiritual, any kind of practice in the morning or the afternoon, the evening, whenever. I feel like the morning is best because it sets the tone for the day, but find things that connect you with that and do those more and more every day. It's pretty simple, right? Because shit's going to happen that it will potentially rock your boat and be really upsetting, and even really sad things can happen, right? It's just being living in this flesh and blood body in this crazy world that we live in is it's just potentially upsetting, right? So take care of your emotions today and create within your heart, within your mind, within your thoughts, an emotional set point of calm, and develop for yourself practices. And if you need any help with this, any suggestions, just set a free call with me. It's just susieporter.com. And I would love to I will just listen to you and um, listen deeply without an agenda to tell you what you have to believe, but to help you connect with that which is within you that will save you, that will calm you, that will stabilize you and help you to manage. I don't know why I don't like that word. Deal with, live with, be fully human and fully spiritual, fully peaceful. In the meantime, take good care of yourself. If you get upset today for any reason, I feel ya. Take deep breaths, go for a walk, talk to your friends, find spiritual teachings that work for you. Everyone's got to follow the yellow brick road, and I don't know what your yellow brick road is. I know what mine's been. It's actually been a rainbow of a million different roads, but they always lead me back to me. I know it's a cliche, but it's the truth. So take such good care today. Take good care of your emotions, your mind, your thoughts, your heart, your body. Go for a walk and take good care.